Hi, everybody. It's Matt and MC on the mic here, and I have my longtime friend, like age-old friend, Robb Z.
One of the oldest.
And it's so funny because last night I'm sitting on the couch. I was kind of telling you this as you walked in, and I was like, we're watching this show alone. Now, of all the things that I thought we would never bring up, I'm watching Alone, and I can't stop thinking about Robb on Survivor.
Oh, man.
Bro.
Holy crap. I didn't know we were going there. Dude.
And here's the thing I want to know. I want to know this. Because, have you ever seen this show Alone?
No, is it like Naked and Afraid?
It's like Naked and Afraid, but they film everything. It's one person.
Oh, dude, okay, so hold on.
And who can survive the longest?
I watched...
Pull this in, you can move it however you want.
I watched, the end of a season of Alone, just to, get up to speed on it. I know what you're talking about. They drop them off. They give them the camera equipment. These people have to fish. They have to fend for themselves.
If they lose too much weight, they get eliminated.
Yeah, dude,
you got to survive.
Yeah, dude, their body starts going into shock and shit. I saw the episodes that I watched. It was like the end of a season, and they were getting down to the nitty gritty. And they'd been out. Some of the people had been out there 90 days. All of them had been out there 90 days,
which is the longest any of the seasons have gone.
It was around 3 months. And I was like, hold on, what? This dude was talking about how he was going to use his very simple means, what he had to fish.
Yeah.
And then the fishing didn't work out. Yeah. And he was like, that was my last hope. I have no other means to try to acquire any sort of food.
The thing
it was so heavy, dude. This guy was sucking on bones.
I know. I saw a dude eat leeches last night. Leeches that were small.
You can get real sick doing that.
Yeah. And he was like, nothing breaks you, right? It's like you're putting yourself in solitary confinement, and the people that end up quitting that are thriving baffles me, because I'm like, they're eating, they've got great shelters, they've got all this protection.
They're dealing with the elements. They don't have an animal completely terrorizing them. And when I watched, this guy had to deal with bear,
the solitude gets
squirrels.
You worse than anything.
Yeah.
And it brings me right...
No stimulation, no communication.
Yeah, it makes me think of exactly what I'm lacking in my life. The sense of community. And you watch all these, Netflix documentaries about these people. So I think there's a documentary on Netflix called, Blue Zone or something. And it's these people that live super old in places in the world.
Yep, and it's what they eat.
It's what they eat.
Yeah.
But it's the camaraderie of having community.
100%. It's everything.
And so these people from Alone are going home. And so I started thinking, I'm like, that's the thing. That these people, like on Survivor, it's the same thing. You want to trust people, but you also can't trust people. And so you get this loneliness. And what is that battle like, dude? What is that? And if you don't want to talk about it,
we can definitely touch on Survivor. I don't want to fully lean into it, but I can tell you, when I was a kid and I did Survivor, I really didn't have any idea what I was up against, to be completely honest with you. I was the opportunity kind of presented itself, and I was like, all right, man, let's run this.
Yeah.
And then after I was out there, I was like, holy shit, what have I gotten myself into? But yeah, dude, it was wild. But I did feel very isolated at times, despite the fact that I was around my entire tribe.
Right.
Because I was the youngest dude out there.
But isn't it you're supposed to kind of get over on each other, right? It's a trust game?
It is.
I don't know
100%.
a lot about it. I only know bits and pieces.
It's definitely a confidence game. These people convince you that they're not going to vote for you and that they're in an alliance with you. And people could be
so deceiving, man.
People could be. It's so crazy, man.
That.
People could be in an alliance with you when at the same time they're in an alliance with somebody else that they feel might get them further in the game, and they're going to eliminate you. But this dude who was supposed to be my homie on the show, his name was Ken Safford, and the dude was a New York City police officer. And my show came out a couple years after 9/11. So it was he was a hero. But the guy was a compulsive liar. He sat out of all these challenges. It was just dude, he was such a terrible person. Not only on the show, but as I got to know him in real life, I was like, this dude is just not a good person. But the show, bro, the difference between Survivor and Alone is vast.
I know.
We're not subjected to dude, Alone is the
but it's still survival,
I watched that, I was
right?
Holy fuck. Yeah, dude. It's you got to make it out
How
there.
How long were you on there?
I lasted 18 days. It was a long time. Dude.
I saw people go home in under 5 days on Alone.
Yeah, but also on Alone, they're kind of, they don't have them providing them with anything but the camera equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on
I think
Survivor,
they give them like a first aid kit or something like that.
Yeah. On Survivor, we have, they give us a water. We have to find our water source, but they basically bury a water source. So there's water that we can boil. So we have water.
Right.
And then there's like coconuts. They'll let you kind of, they gave us a map, which is hilarious, like a hand-drawn like fucking map. And then they show us like
It's like a pirate map.
100%. They show us like roll the map out, and it plays the Survivor like, ooh, like when you're, oh, it's the map.
Listen, it's
and
production value.
None of us, 100% production value, but none of us could fucking read it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, so there's supposed to be a mango tree. And I'm like, all these fucking trees look the same. And the mango tree was like drawn all bigger than all the other trees. And we're like, every one of these trees looks the exact same. So the map did little to nothing. We found the water source because, I mean, dude, I'm completely showing the other side of the curtain here, but we couldn't find the water source, and one of the production guys was like, guys, I have to show you guys where the water source is.
So you don't,
because you guys are idiots.
You're gonna ruin the game.
Yeah, dude. He's like, you guys have to have a source of water, and we couldn't just drink it. We had to take it and boil it. So for the 18 days I was out there, dude, my water tasted like smoke. It was so awful. Gross. One of the challenges we won as a team when we got on the boats to like leave where the challenge was, because it was giant, CBS television. It's like giant production, dude.
Where were you in the world? What country?
Thailand.
All right.
Yeah, dude.
Trying to take movies there right now. You can make some movies over there.
100%
Off topic. Stay with us.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, we'll wrap up the Survivor talk. But, dude,
no, I was just interested because last night.
Watching alone, that's so wild. But I mean, dude. So it was in Thailand, and I mean, dude, it was like what? I'm sorry. What was the question that you had just asked me?
Just the loneliness of it.
Yeah.
Did it ever affect you?
No, dude. There was. I will say, like, I went in when I did Survivor. I was like 22 or 23.
I guess that's a different mindset completely.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't even yet a man, dude. I was such a late bloomer. When I was 22 and 23, like, I had camped a bunch, but I mean, the only time that we camped when I was a kid, when I was like in high school and right before I did Survivor, was so we could go and do psychedelics and like be out in the woods and like light fires and shit.
That's why I still can't, man.
100%. Not a lot has changed. So
except I have a kid now, so I have to be a little more responsible. I can't quite hero dose the psychedelics at this point.
No, dude, holy crap.
I'm gonna make sure the fire stays contained.
Yeah. Dude, don't fucking start a forest fire, burn down part of California.
God forbid.
But man, so yeah, dude, there was definitely lonely times, but I will tell you, there was moments out there where I was like, this is fucking insane. There was a night where like I was asleep on the beach and the storm rolled in, and it was like merciless, dude. And it was cold, even though it's hot as hell there. It was cold, and we didn't have warm clothes, so I was like shivering. And I tried to crawl into the shelter, and the people in my tribe were already kind of asleep, didn't want to like let me in because I'd been sleeping on the beach. And like the film crew never captured like that night, but I remember being like, "Fuck you guys." Like in the morning, I was like, dude, I built this fucking shelter.
They didn't want to let you in.
They were all like situated. There was no room for me. And I was like, you guys can fucking squeeze together. I like straight up.
It's funny how humans change.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if you ever want to see someone's true colors, like subject them to like insurmountable stress.
Yeah.
And watch the way that they deal with shit. Yeah. Like it's every man for themselves. You'll see how kind someone is if they're fucking losing it.
Yeah.
Like that's when like the true core of a person is really exposed, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, suffering will bring out your most desperate measures. You know?
I agree with that statement for sure.
It really is. I see on the Alone show, you see so many people and you're like, wow, like guy, solid shelter, girl built this amazing thing. She's capturing food, she's doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden 2 days go back and they check in with her and she's like laying in her sleeping bag and she's like, I haven't moved in 3 days because I can't. I'm talking to a camera in hopes that this is going to be entertaining down the road somewhere, but it's to keep your morale. That would drive
me crazy, dude.
Right, to keep your morale
that would drive me nuts, dude. I'd go insane.
You're trying to be like, hey, here I am. I'm doing it and surviving, but like inside, you're just lying to yourself.
But in your head, meanwhile, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like solitary confinement.
100%.
You understand like the prison aspect of Alone, obviously it's a TV show. There's $500,000 on the line. It's very different from prison.
Yeah.
But the solitary confinement aspect.
Oh, dude.
People not having people.
Well, people who get put in solitary confinement in prison. Like once upon a time, they wouldn't even know what day it was.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know like what time it was because they couldn't see the sun.
It's torture, man.
It's absolute torture.
Yeah.
People lose their minds.
Yeah.
Like people go crazy because they don't have any sense of like their day and their existence, dude, which is so fucking heavy to think about. Like imagine once upon a time, the reason that there's daylight savings time, we rose with the sun and we fucking slept with the night, you know, with the moon. And
as it should be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you and I are on different schedules.
Well, but I've been on
early.
your schedule a lot.
Yeah.
But like ideally, like if you owned 100 acres in Montana and it was just you and your partner, your wife, whoever, and all you had to do was wake up, work on the property, pick your vegetables, eat at night, like
milk your cow.
Yeah, like you would wake up, you'd be up at 5, you'd be inside by 4 or 5 p.m. waiting to eat dinner, and you're out.
Eat dinner and that's a wrap, dude.
Yeah, and your brain works well that way.
100%.
Obviously,
there's also like you have a routine, and it's like I like to throw a monkey wrench in my routine every once in a while and like be like I'm gonna try something different.
Yeah, it's good to do that. Shake it up.
Absolutely,
man.
Dude.
I was going to say, as we were just talking about that, I was like, I never like to talk about politics because I just can't. This just annoys the shit out of me. But
just won't do it.
What I do see is like the divide of like America, the Republicans and the Democrats. We have forgot our sense of community. That
100%.
That it's one community.
Yeah.
And so we're
and then also like these two guys, like they don't know your name.
Right, that's what I say all the time.
I go, know you, man.
When your mom or your loved one passes, that you're not getting a card.
No,
you're not getting a phone call. How you doing? But they're trying to drive you against the other people in your community, which is we hold the power.
100%
until we give it away. Anyways, that's my political rant.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like it has. The two-party system is terrible. Anyway.
It's awful.
It's divide and conquer, dude. And
we need 10 parties with 30 candidates. Let's all vote on social media. Right out, like just like this is like why voting is so like whoa everybody is pulling a trick on the other guy. I'm like
dude. It's mudslinging and it's like
is there not an easy way to streamline it with all the technology that we have at this point? I was thinking yesterday too.
Can we find the person who's most qualified? It's like, dude, no. We're gonna find the one who has the fucking biggest campaign,
and it's a popularity contest.
It absolutely is, dude.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's politics or politics. Man.
I know. Let's move on.
Yeah, 100%.
So I kind of mentioned in the somewhat of the intro I gave. Rob and I go back ages, like 20 years probably at this point. We bartended. We ran the streets of Hollywood when Hollywood was
dope.
It's best.
It was, man.
Bro,
it was such a big deal.
Like 10 years ago, our 10-year run of Hollywood before everything shifted and changed kind of post-pandemic was the greatest experience. Whether you were working or partying or just going out on a creative adventure in a car halfway through the day, you didn't know where you were going to end up. It was always awesome. Do you have any like
I agree with that.
Outstanding memories of Hollywood?
I mean, I can just say like I guess once upon a time before there was bottle service and everyone trying to flex,
which is so annoying.
It's so terrible, man. But once upon a time it was like we would go out and we would, you couldn't roll with too many dudes in your squad or you wouldn't get in anywhere, and that's just how it was. But it was like we would go out and we would go to these clubs like Concord.
Yeah.
And, like, Tuesday nights was National.
Yeah.
And like I would fucking hang out with Paris Hilton and hang out with like what the hell's her name? Alicia Cuthbert one night.
Yeah.
Like kicked it with her one night. And
Bro,
I was never affected.
She was an old time crush for a long
big
time.
Same.
Yeah.
And then I met her and she was short and she's like, "You're so tall. Oh my god, I love your shirt." Like I was wearing this like old Harley shirt. And I was like, I went home giddy. But I mean I guess once upon a time there was I think the culture of entertainment, nightlife was so much different. It was like you went out and you mingled in spots that were like elite clubs.
Yeah.
And it was like, and you didn't go there and flex. You went there and you had a drink and you like went there and it was like still people went to like see and be seen, I guess. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was different.
It was like it was almost like a show in a sense.
100%.
Right? Like you put on your favorite like concert tee.
Dude, you had
your
had to
favorite jeans. And like you were fist pumping, like taking shots of tequila.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I remember one time we bought a bottle, like to flex, but the guy was like, oh, it's this much more for the table on top of the bottle. I was like, can I just buy the bottle at the bar?
Hang out at the bar.
Dude gave us a bottle of Patron at the bar. It was like $200-$300 for a bottle.
Now it'd be like $800.
I know, now it'd be like $800. But I remember like being able to go up and just grab a bottle on the bar and just pour a shot and just be there.
You were thrilled.
It was the best time.
Do you know that? So Billy Rogers, one of the fucking greatest people alive.
Shout out to Billy Rogers. Should you ever see this, know you are loved, bro.
Dude is
he still picks up.
I mean,
anytime I call.
100%. He always will.
Hero.
That's just part
hero
of
material.
Absolute legend. Billy and I. So Billy was working fucking crazy hours. He was working like literally at least like 80 hours a week. But he was never had 2 days in a row off. He would have one random day off. One of Billy had the whole day off. One of his days off, we went to the Ivy in Beverly Hills, and dude, this is a fucking hilarious story. He valets his car, and he walks in eating a banana, and the guy's like, you can't have any outside food. And Billy's like, can I coat check? Did you have a coat check? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, can I coat check my banana? And the guy's like, it's a banana. And Billy's like, yeah, but I'm rich. He jokingly says that. So that's
funny.
How the day starts. So this guy knew we were idiots. So we sit down at this place that's like famous for having this chicken salad, right? So Billy's like, we gotta have some of these chicken salads. And we're there, dude, and it's like middle of the day. We hit the lunch rush, and none of us touch our food because we're drinking rounds of Grand Marnier neat. So we get fucking blackout at this place. And then we're driving.
Grand Marnier of all things.
We used to drink together. We drank that and like Jägermeister. Like what?
Remember that? Remember when we used to drink Jägermeister? Like it was like cool. Like we were like, hey,
God, dude,
I'm gonna do a Red Bull Jägermeister.
What is it? Heartburn right now just thinking about it.
What's a where you drop the Jaeger?
The
Jaeger bomb.
Oh, it was awful.
I'm that old.
So yeah,
I can't remember what it's called,
bro. Terrible. So dude, we're driving home from the Ivy, and this is like still Billy and I still tell the story and laugh. I can't remember who was driving us home, but they were definitely not sober either. It was terrible. We were very irresponsible.
We're lucky to be alive.
Do not drink and drive.
We're lucky to be alive on more than one occasion.
Seriously, many occasions. So, dude, we're driving, and we pull up next to this lady who's in this Miata. She's like cute, like older woman. But Billy goes, hey, Billy's not driving his car, but we're in Billy's car. He's riding shotgun. I'm sitting behind him. And he goes, hey, I like your hair. And Billy's a good looking dude. The lady goes, thank you. And he goes, yeah. What do you like about me?
Stop.
It was so classic, dude. And she straight up had an answer.
And
she's like, I
Billy.
think you have a very nice smile. He was so straight faced that his conviction is so on point, dude.
Bro, humor. You cannot even write that into a script because it takes an individual to possess that to bring it out of even a writer.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
He says the most rancid shit sometimes too, just out of nowhere, and you're like, bro, this is so Billy. Love that dude. So that Ivy situation happened, right? Where we did that. Then there was another time where Billy had a night off and we went to Firefly in Studio City. Yeah. Wonderful place.
Great spot.
Still unbelievable atmosphere.
Yeah.
So we go in there and Billy gets a bottle of Dom Perignon for us to drink at the bar. And the girl's like, do you want a bucket? And he goes, no, just set the bottle on the bar. And he orders Muscles. The bottle of champagne was like $200. And this was like 15 years ago. So the girl sets the champagne on the bar. We're pouring it into buckets. Like he didn't want like champagne flute, so we're drinking it out of like rocks glasses. Yeah. We eat our smoked steamed mussels there, which are fantastic. They still have them. It was like $300. We were there for 40 minutes. Yeah. And it was so funny though. He's like, "Can I take the bottle with me?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, so he just like finishes whatever was left in it. When he was drinking, dude, he was an absolute menace.
George Clooney. I used to see George Clooney in that spot all the time.
So. A friend of mine worked there after I used to haunt the place. Her name's Renee. Good girl. She, wonderful woman. She worked there forever, and Denzel Washington was her regular.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I like when the stars come over the hill.
Yeah, a lot of them live over there, dude.
Come to our side of the chaos.
Yeah, dude. What's dope though? She's like, yeah, Denzel always comes in a hat, very unassuming, and if he gets made, like if someone's like, yo, you're Denzel Washington. He's always really chill with him, she was saying. So once upon a time.
He's a good dude, man.
I've heard that.
I got to interview him a couple times when I was
very talented, too. Holy crap, dude.
Killer.
Like, one of the greatest, dude.
Hold on. Before we move past Billy, I got to tell you this recent story that happened. So, just like at the end of last year, a friend of mine got cancer, so we'd have a big dinner. And I was like, a bunch of out-of-towners are coming in.
Fuck cancer, by the way.
Fuck cancer. Fuck it all the way. Yeah. And so we ended up at Yamashiro, and
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, oh, I think my buddy Billy might be involved in this place. So
Yeah.
anyways, short long of it is, I call Billy, he lines us up a table, hooks us up with the waiters, comps all our apps and all that,
Yeah,
you know,
legend.
classic Billy style.
Yeah.
And he's not in that night.
Yeah.
So he's like the manager lady that works with him or for him is helping us out, and I'm at the end of the night, I'm like, hey, this is gonna sound crazy. Does Billy have an office here? She's like, yeah, of course he does. He's like, whatever he is, the CEO.
Yeah.
I don't know what position he is, but he's important.
He's the man there, dude. Yeah.
And I go, this second part is also going to be crazy. Would you take me and let me in his office? She's like, now, this is the type of person Billy is, that even the people that work with him know who he is well enough to trust me enough
dude.
as a
She's
long
like, "Go
time.
ahead.
She goes, yeah.
Take your pants off.
She
Hang out
takes
for
me to all
afternoon."
these. Funny you should say that. She takes me to all these corridors, all these back things. Finally, it's Billy's office. I get in Billy's office. I go, all right.
Bunch of pictures of his kids.
The
dude.
third part of this is going to be super weird. I need you to take a picture of me butt naked at his computer, sitting pantless
What?
at his desk, just to be funny.
Yeah,
just because he's like
100%.
my homie from the
dude.
old
and
days.
That's Billy. That is so in line with what Billy would fucking find hilarious.
Right, and like
That's so on brand.
I met him and I was introduced to him as Hot Matt, right? Like people
Yeah.
used to call me that back in
Oh,
the
I
day.
remember, dude.
There was a bunch
You
of
were introduced
Matts.
to me as Hot Matt. Dude.
Yeah, and I didn't know your last name until 5 years after I knew you. Like it was, this is Robb Z,
Yeah.
this is Durr, this is Matt, Hot Matt,
Yeah.
this is Billy. Like
All of us had our stupid.
everybody had the name. And so she takes a picture, me sitting like butt naked like this at his computer in his office thing, and sends it to him. And he's like, bro, I'm making a cardboard cutout that's going to be the front of the restaurant when people walk in. And he's just such a good dude. I remember I saw, he showed me footage of back, I guess he was running Rockin' Riley's at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And a drunk guy comes out, and he's like at the little cash register right in the front door of Rockin' Riley's, and just smashes him in the face when he wasn't even looking. Like just blasts Billy in the side of the head. And then Billy shows me the footage of him running out and getting the guy outside on the sidewalk and just manhandling that situation. But just,
I've never heard that story, dude. I'm gonna need to hear that story.
and he has like the security camera footage of it.
Yeah,
'Cause the guy just went after him when he wasn't even looking. It was tragic.
That's wild.
Anyways.
Also, yeah, Billy's not a not tough person. He's definitely
he wants you to laugh.
He's a hard dude.
He wants you to laugh
exactly, though, dude.
first.
The nicest
And-
guys are always the dudes you got to worry about, buddy.
Exactly. It's
Someone who walks around with a chip on their shoulder talking about how tough they are.
Right.
They got no chin, dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
facts.
for sure. And they're gonna start something for no reason,
Yeah,
thinking
get
you're
one of
gonna,
their
thinking you're
friends
gonna
beat up.
walk away.
Yeah, they're gonna get their friends beat up too. But yeah, so dude, Billy Rogers, man.
Billy
Absolute
Rogers.
legend.
Wait,
That
this
was,
is-
dude. He was such a large part of that good time in Hollywood. Of that, like,
Dude,
of us going out and doing stuff. Like he and I would go to Concord and somehow work our way in. And Billy and I would I went on a couple dates with a playmate, Isabella St. James, because I met her at Concord, and now she's an attorney. Which
Wow,
is so
playmate
good for
to
her.
attorney.
She made it out.
Awesome.
She made it out, dude.
Good on you.
Yeah. So she had a curfew. She had to be in at like 8:30. So we always I was like,
Did she live at the mansion?
yeah.
And they had a curfew at the mansion. I got to go to the mansion one time for a Halloween party. I had to go by myself.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't even give me a plus
Picked you up
one.
at UCLA.
Yeah, picked me up at UCLA, and I was
Yes,
so out
sir.
of place. I drank too much, and I just found myself at the chocolate fondue fountain all night. Just like that. I couldn't talk to any of those
You're just
people.
bathing in it, dude.
I felt so out of place. Like
Yeah.
everybody was too beautiful, guys and
dude,
girls.
Just
it's
so
just
fake, dude.
Yeah,
It's-
but like
it's
when
such a
you're
weird
young in
vibe.
Hollywood, you look
Yeah.
at it like,
Yeah, it's intimidating.
God,
dude.
that's the coolest place you could ever be as a young man. You know, like
Yeah.
good Playboy mansion, and then you get there and you're like, wait,
What?
wait,
Like I'd way rather be hanging out at a bar with my friends.
Way. I'd rather
Seriously.
be at Scorpion Tequila Bar in
Yeah.
Hollywood where there's 20 of us that can only fit in the place, and it's
Yeah.
all dudes.
And there's
hanging out.
girls there. It's like approachable women, like
Yeah.
cute girls who don't have a giant ego yet.
So flash forward, right? So like
Yeah.
we talked about all this stuff now. Now you're taking pictures and you're a photographer at
Yeah.
a crushing level. Like you
Dude,
and
it's
I
been-
did a
it's
shoot a
been
couple
cool,
months
man.
ago, and all the pictures are being used all over the place. They're all over
to
my.
hear that, man.
They're just everywhere, and we're gonna shoot more.
Yeah.
we're gonna do more stuff. I need to get a haircut, but I had a shaved
Yeah, me
head
too.
for a while, and I want to go back to a shaved head, but my wife
Oh, it's so
like,
liberating.
she doesn't like me with a shaved head. She's like, you just look mean.
You gotta do those.
I'm like, but I am kind of mean.
Yeah,
I'm just, I'm constantly trying to be nicer. Dude. And she's like, the hair softens your face. I'm like, all right. I think it's just dad life coming out of my eyes. I can't hide it.
Yeah, that's great though, dude.
How long did it take you to like get comfortable behind a camera? Because one of the things that I notice, like when we shoot, is it's not, you're not giving me 15 pieces of direction to get one picture. You kind of like talk to me and I'm comfortable with you, and then all of a sudden you're like, boom, I got it. I was like, wait, what? You got what? What happened?
Well, dude, I definitely still give a lot of direction, but like I guess, dude, you know, just like any gig, man, like if you have a good rapport with people, I feel like you're gonna do better. Shooting
I always
photos,
felt like you were an easily accessible individual. Even when I knew you from afar, and like when I first met you, like you're a big dude,
I would
so
agree with that. Yeah,
you got like a tough edge about you, obviously, but you got them big soft eyes.
God, the blue eyes. You know, you speak from experience, dude. I think just being approachable and being like available. The most important thing to me, obviously, when I shoot my subjects, my clients, is that I get the shot. So like that's number one. But prior to that, what goes into that is just having a good rapport.
Yeah.
And like, you know, breaking down like who this like when I shoot headshots, like I want to see who this person has already played as characters, or who they, if they haven't booked anything yet, who they see themselves playing, and who their agents tell them who they're going to play. And then it's like I shoot, as you know, like practically I shoot on location in natural light almost exclusively when I shoot headshots. I just think it looks better. I think
I'm with you,
the
man.
the time that you have when a casting director is looking at thumbnails is so minute.
Yeah.
And I want my pictures, before they look at someone's face, I want my picture to be the most interesting one in the group, you know? Yeah. So it's not just a bright backdrop and somebody, like, dude, if you saw my headshots, like, fucking, they're terrible.
Who should? I won't ask that girl. I'm not going to ask that girl. I would never do that to anybody.
But I will tell you that when the girl was shooting me, she's like, hey, so we looked at your pictures. You shoot in natural light on. I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I don't miss those days. And her husband's like, you did really good work then. She goes, yeah, but it's so unpredictable. And I was like, yeah, it just kind of works for me. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, your pictures are really good. And I was like, thanks. I was like, so are yours. And I go, I literally want you to emulate, like, my style of, like, you know, edgy, like, real photos. And, bro, she shot me with a bright backdrop. I look like the biggest fucking dick alive. I look terrible. It's like I'm in a red flannel and so number one, anytime I shoot somebody, they get their raw photos the evening of.
Right.
Because I feel like, dude, when you're like gassed up on a photo shoot, you want to see the fucking photos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than, dude, I shot with her, then in 2 weeks she sent me all the color corrected photos. And the opening of the gallery, she should have definitely not chose that look as the opening of the gallery. Because I clicked on the email and the first picture that came up, I was like, well, this is going to fucking suck. Because I already hate these photos. And what's great is, dude, my mom is a true person. You know, they say like a piece of shit person, like someone who's not your friend will stab you in the back. A real friendie will stab you in the face.
Yeah.
My mom will definitely stab me in the face. I send my mom the pictures. She's like, I want to see. I was like, all right, mom, here you go. Look at these. And she's like, well, I don't love them, honey, but they're not terrible. I was like, Mom, that is your nice way of telling me these fucking pictures suck dick. I was so bummed. I spent $800 too.
It's better to have the honesty, because it's like you don't want to be sitting at dinner with a booger in your nose and nobody wants to tell you until you've been
I'm the guy who's like, yo,
minutes.
buddy.
Yeah.
Or someone who has just
right
super
away.
heinous breath, and you're like, dude,
yo,
they always want to tell you a secret, and you're like, bro,
let's have some
let me
gum.
help you out.
Let's have some gum.
I'm like, obviously, I'm chewing gum right now like a dickhead, but like, I'm like, here you go, you want a piece of gum? If somebody suggests, isn't that that's one of the funny rules where it's like things you learn after 30 or something. It's like, if somebody offers you a piece of gum, always take it. That's one of the rules where it's like,
nobody offers gum because it's just like, I just want you to have gum.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even put gum in your mouth,
If I pull gum out and so I'm like, you have a piece of gum? Like, I'm being nice. But if I'm like, yo, dude, you have a piece of gum.
Yeah. You got some Listerine strips?
Yeah, I always have those too.
Because you need some. Put them on.
But so, bro, I started shooting photos as a hobbyist when I was a child. I would buy, like in high school, literally before high school, I always had photo albums of snowboard trips and like everything that I was doing, because I would buy disposable cameras and get the film developed. And my friends always appreciated it because I was really about it. I was like, we got to take pictures. Then
documenting experiences is so important.
It's so rad. Like, that's why, like, you won't see me take a selfie anywhere, but I'll take a photo of the place where I am for sure.
Yep.
Like, I don't need to prove to somebody I was there.
Yep.
I hate that, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
You like
and I hate it. And when I catch myself doing it, I'm like,
no.
You just so you know, Matt, I talk to myself. I go, you just took this picture, so you can't post it. Because if you post it, you're an a-hole. You know you don't want to take this picture yourself, right?
Dude, I saw this meme the other day, and it said, look at your Instagram. If the first 10 pictures are pictures of your face, everybody hates you.
Listen,
I was like, dude, that is such facts.
We don't hate you, but a lot of other people might.
A lot of other people. I still like you, but a lot of people hate you.
You better put a real motivational quote over your face. It's just your
exactly.
face. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room to take your picture.
Celebrate yourselves. I love people who are like gas themselves up. I love that, but also like. Just selfies are a lot, man.
But just be more artistic.
Yeah.
Just be more artistic.
Lean into some creativity with those photos. But so I was a hobbyist. Homies of mine started shooting photos. Like all of us kind of really started shooting photos. I was really inspired by, coincidentally, like my friend Brian Jones Crow.
Yeah.
Really good photographer, but his roommate Daryl Dietry, such a rad dude. He's also a dad now. He has 2 kids. Daryl, and he's a union grip, or like, dude, he's a production guy now.
Nice.
But he went to fucking film school, and he's an insane. I bought my first real camera from him. I bought a 7D Canon from Daryl that had a kit lens, and I learned how to shoot on it.
Such a great camera.
It's a great camera. I mean, people still shoot with 7Ds.
I have a 7D somewhere in here.
I saw.
Is that the one that has slow motion video?
No.
Was that the 60?
Yeah, I had but you could. I don't know, dude.
One of them.
I had a 6. I went from a 70, which is crop sensor, to a full frame 60 that I bought from another one of Brian's friends. But Daryl sold me this 7D, and I learned how to shoot. I learned how to shoot a little bit on. I was still shooting on auto. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but it was like my first nice camera, and then I quickly upgraded, and he actually bought it back for me.
No way.
He wanted the 7D back, which was cool. He ended up, but Daryl really inspired me. Daryl was the one who told me to buy a Fuji, like, point and shoot 35mm equivalent, which is I shot a lot of your stuff on. And dude, I got this camera, and I was like, it's crazy because when I read reviews of photographers who first get into the X100 series from Fuji, they all have the same sentiments. They're like, this made me really happy to be a photographer again. Wow. And that camera made me like really lean into, like, I guess the creative side of shooting photos, where like it made me rethink the way that I shot photos.
Yeah.
Because you can take a JPEG and in the camera put a film simulation on it and send it to your phone from the camera. It was like the first camera I ever had where it was Wi-Fi. Wow. You'd send it right to my phone, and it was postable immediately, no edit.
Dude, camera tech changes so fast now. It's
wild. I used to try to keep up. Now I have.
It's impossible.
Now
it costs you $10,000 every 3 months. At
dude, and I did that. I spent a bunch of stupid money on cameras that I ended up selling that I didn't like, and it was dumb. But now, like, I have an A7 III. There's an A7 IV. It'll be years before I upgrade it because I only use it for very specific shoots. I have a Leica setup that I use I shot almost everything yours on there.
Leica.
Yeah, dude, it's the way it renders is wonderful. The colors just fucking chef's kiss. And so yeah, man.
If you could give a piece of advice to somebody, let's say somebody sees this and wants to get into photography, what whether it's equipment or just motivation to do it, do you have any advice for somebody that might want to get involved?
Start shooting pictures of everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. You drive through a tunnel, like, and you're not driving, but if somebody else is driving, you have your phone, you think it's interesting. Driving through a tunnel, take a picture of it. Take a picture of a street sign. Take a picture of cracks in the street that look interesting. Yeah. Take a picture of architecture, then take pictures of people. Shoot everything. Animals, places, people. Whatever you think's cool. Your beer on a bar, like I've done that. I did that when I was, like, anything that I thought looked interesting.
Yeah.
And then, eventually you kind of learn, I guess, what other people might think is cool too. So it's like you kind of develop your own style, but just shoot everything. And as far as equipment goes, nowadays, dude, buy a point and shoot camera and learn how to shoot that bitch on manual.
Yeah.
Like, and then upgrade, and then get, learn how to shoot with one focal length, and just murder that focal length, and then, then expand and learn all the different focal lengths, and learn how to shoot portrait, and learn how to shoot everything else.
It's like this day and age, it's so easy to pick up a camera and just start shooting. You just whether it's making a video or still photography, you just have to start doing it. Like
it's just like
100%.
anything. It's just like anything, dude. Like, a friend of mine's like, I want to make beats. He bought a computer and bought like a little tap pad. Yeah. And dude, the other day he's like, yo, listen to this beat. And I was like, bro, I want to throw some bars on that. That's like a fucking heater. That shit's a heater, dude. And he's been making beats for like 6 months.
Dude, I feel like ranked music all the time when I hear it. Like, we were just listening to whatever we were before, like a second. Like, when I hear even a cinematic beat, I'm like...
Dude, it inspires you.
Words and visuals all start coming to me.
You start seeing a scene. It's like... So Wes Anderson, which I think is incredible.
Killer.
He writes scenes around songs, dude.
Yeah.
So, like, those... Like, dude, if he couldn't get the rights to music, he'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Because, like, he literally...
Luckily, he's Wes Anderson.
Yeah,
people are like...
They're like, yeah,
here
please.
You go.
They're like, please.
Take it.
Please. But he writes... Yeah, dude, he writes his scenes around... He has the song first.
That's interesting, and I get it though. Like,
I get it too.
When I do a acting role, if I get the chance to talk to a director, writer, whoever, I always go, what type of music does this guy listen to?
Yeah.
Just because
that's a good question.
Yeah, just like
when
for
you're
me,
making the choices, like, I like that.
If you can answer it, I know that they've got who this guy is, and like when you listen to music, you walk different.
100%.
Your arms swing different. Your face does different things.
Your body, you feel better, dude. Like,
music can change you up or down.
100%, dude.
Like, you can get sad real quick.
Oh yeah, I like those moments though.
Me too.
I love getting dark with some music once in a while and thinking and being like, wow.
It makes you
grateful.
It
makes you like, it makes you so thankful. It makes you like grateful. Yeah. It's just like I said, man. I get weird and take Epsom salt baths and I shut all the lights off. Sometimes I don't even burn a candle, and I sit there in the dark and listen to the heaviest, like, instrumental shit.
Yeah. It's meditation, man.
It's 100% meditation. But, like, I find my breath, and then I'm like, I sit in there and I'm just like, dude, life is fucking crazy. Like, we're in a simulation. And even though we're not, but it's like...
Consider you made it this far. Yeah. I always think that.
Oh, every single time I'm like, dude, damn.
How many of our buddies are gone? How many of our relatives are gone? How many people literally don't wake up tomorrow? Yeah. Just go to bed tonight, didn't know they had a problem, had plans for tomorrow, just... They never.
It's so wild, dude. I always think about, like, the shit that always fucks me up. Just like when people wake up and they go to work and they don't ever know it's the last time they're gonna say goodbye to their family, or
you take it for granted. It's so easy,
dude. And it's like easy. Life is like, dude. Obviously, we've lost homies and like I've lost family.
So many, man, and it's not like we're old. Like, I get, right? Like, we're not 20 anymore, but like 40s is still kind of young.
It is,
and for people to be dropping like flies, it's wild, terrifying.
Man. And it's young people, dude.
I know.
It's like,
and it's not just like accidents. Like, I've got a bunch of cancer friends that, that's our age.
I have a friend who just turned 40 who has breast cancer.
Oh, dude.
She's hitting it head on. Just like my mom. Dude, my mom's a breast cancer survivor. Again, yeah, fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
I wish I could fight cancer. Like,
how's your mom doing?
My mom's great, dude. Yeah. My mom's a fucking legend. Carol, man, she's the best person alive. Always, I think it's, people definitely say that I tend to be a pretty positive dude, and I get that from my mom. My mom, when I was a kid, my whole life, my mom was like, yeah, the sun will come up tomorrow, and
it's important to hear that from somebody.
It is, dude. It's important to. It's important to have somebody in your corner who isn't just like pandering you. Someone who's like, hey, this sucks.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're the best, and tomorrow's gonna be okay. And you're like, damn, that's fucking sick. So yeah,
bro, I love a mom story, man. I
can talk about my mom forever, dude.
Loving on the parents, like, this world goes round because of moms. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Moms are the most important people on the planet, dude.
Yeah. Shout out to the good mamas out there.
Shout out to the good moms. Man. If you're a good mom, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
And if you're a bad mom, maybe someday you'll be a good mom.
Yeah, work it out.
I still fuck with you.
You got an opportunity in front of you to change some young lives. You got to do it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, dude. So yeah, man. It's wild.
It's wild.
I think just that whole, like, the thought of how fragile life is and how interesting life is. It's like, at the end of the day, unless you're a fucking complete piece of shit, like, all of us are doing the best we can.
Yeah.
Ultimately. And, like, it's crazy because there was once upon a time I was a completely different individual. I think
you and me both, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's so important. Like, I think it's okay to not be okay, and I think a lot of people put such like there's such a negative like idea attached to people getting help and like having a therapist. But you know, it can go either way. I think there's people that find things that really heal them that are amazing. Like people decide they want to summit Everest, and they kind of they kind of make their whole life work around that goal. And then there's people who basically, like, if you break your arm, people go to the doctor and get their arm fixed. So I think it's important if you're not happy, figure out a way to be happy. And if that means talking to somebody, I think.
Yeah, I am a supporter of therapy all the way. I've used it and not used it, and I've seen the massive difference of just bouncing ideas off of somebody who doesn't have to be your yes man.
Dude, an unbiased opinion, and also not somebody who's criticizing you, somebody who's telling you that you are incorrect.
Yeah.
It's like, that is not the way to do things. But try this.
Right.
I think it's great.
And they don't fix it, right?
No,
They just
you have to do the work. That's the greatest part about it.
Trying to shift, and just like when you're in a friendship or a relationship, at some point you get to a point where I don't want to listen to what you say to tell me to fix myself. Yeah. But an outsider who you're paying,
100%.
You're like, all right, I'm going to respect what you're saying.
Such a different perspective.
It's costing money. Yeah, I don't want to not listen. It's costing a lot of
fucking money.
Yeah, that's so wildly
money well
expensive.
spent.
But it works.
It works, man.
Even if you go to one session of therapy.
Figure out your triggers, man. Figure out your patterns. Like, change shit. So, yeah, I think ultimately, at the end of the day, dude, in this very short life that we get to live, it's fucking wild to think about, man. It's like, ultimately, like, all of us are just doing the best we can.
You got to wake up that way. And if you can, even if you feel like crap, if you can extend your emotions far enough out to just help somebody in some little way,
oh, dude,
it will tick you in the right direction.
Dude, you know? I think being able to help, if you're ever, like, for me, if I'm ever put in a position to help somebody and I have the means to help somebody, I think that's for me, that's like a definition of wealth. I think being able to help anyone is such a blessing, and like storing that vibe in a light bank. Like, for a while when it got popular, when people would fucking film themselves giving homeless people money and food.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're fucking such a garbage human being. That, like, you're not helping somebody for the sake of helping them. You're helping somebody because you want people to think that you're a good person. So ultimately, you're still a narcissist.
Yeah.
But to be able to help somebody, dude, like, at the end of the day,
it's all
of us. Dude, it's all we're here for.
There's nothing else to do.
Bro, we all need each other so much.
Yeah.
And I love that this just came full circle because, like, in Alone, being absolutely marooned by yourself, dude, you go insane.
It's a nightmare.
The interaction of, like, humans, dude, like, the vibes you get when you know, you can have a disagreement with somebody and have the greatest conversation where at the end of it, there's a resolution. You're like, damn, dude, like, I can disagree and it's still absolutely, like, think this person's incredible. That's wonderful. But being aligned with somebody or having one of your friends send you a song and be like, yo, dude, listen to this. And it's a song that just
moving experience.
Bro, it blows your fucking hair back. Like, dude, I had chills telling the story.
I know,
think
me
about,
too,
like,
man.
Those moments where you're aligned with somebody and you're like, dude, this person is so wonderful. Yeah. Those feelings of, like, connection are dude, it's the reason that we're on Earth.
There's like everything else, and I kind of talk about this sometimes on the podcast where I get tangent-y and I'll go off, but like on this thing, because I at 41 years old am going, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing it? If it doesn't mean something, I'm wasting my valuable moments I have on this earth that could end tomorrow. And I'm realistic about death. I'm
Same.
Like, I don't
it's
fear it.
Dude, it's because
we've
had an ego death.
Yeah.
And it's because honestly,
that's true.
They always say, like, people who are terminally ill when they prescribe psilocybin, when they prescribe mushrooms and they have these guided trips, the people afterwards come out of it with no fear of death.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not saying that that's the only reason that like, I agree with you about not fearing death. I think about it very realistically. Like, I always say, like, dude, if I died tomorrow, I would die a very happy person. I think that my legacy of being kind and like making lasting friendships and being there for people.
That's all you can leave.
Yeah, that's all you're ever going to leave. And I think I would be happy to leave like what I've done. I think I have some wonderful people that I've been so fortunate to have in my life, and the way that they've been for me and I've been for them is magical.
You have a lot more to provide on this earth, though. Like, you got a lot more smiles to bring, a lot more conversation.
So you know,
and that's just the truth of the matter of, you know, I was trying to say kind of like our job, and when you go shopping for that purse or those shoes or whatever, these are just things to take up time in between helping folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Those little dopamine hits, man.
Like, my day will be significantly better just because we sat down for an hour and bullshitted
100%.
about nothing.
Yeah. Everything.
And everything. Like, it's like two dudes that were kids together. Now we sit as bigger, older kids.
Yeah.
Because I for some reason in my head, I'm still 20.
Bro.
Like, my ligaments don't hold up the same.
Dude, I still try. When I snowboard with friends of mine, they're like, bro. Like, I'm still sending it off the big jump line.
Let's talk about snowboarding for a second. Something I haven't had a chance to do in like over 5 years.
You got a good dude. Let's get on the hill this year.
Oh my God.
Come, dude.
It's been 9 years, bro. It's been 9.
Yeah, you got to come get on the hill, man. What size shoe do you wear?
11-ish.
Yeah, I got you dialed.
And I turned all my snowboards when Mandy got pregnant. I cut them all up and made shelving out of them because they were old. They were like
cool,
5, 6 years old. And I was like, I'll buy new stuff. And Macklin's 9, and I have not been snowboarding since he's been alive. Yeah, I am embarrassed to say that. There will be a video.
You got a lot more going on.
There will be a podcast. I just got those Shure lapel wireless mics. They're just like these, except you hook them on. There will be a podcast from Mount High or similar, hopefully better Bear, of Rob with a mic on, me a mic on, and me on a selfie stick,
just
where we do
shit.
10 or 20 minutes down the hill of a podcast. Skate.
Pull over.
Dude, it'd be amazing.
Get high. Oh, dude.
That's why I bought those things, because I'm like, you can literally be skateboarding
I know, they're
and
incredible.
have crisp audio.
Oh, it's wild.
It's
technology nowadays is.
So I want to have experiences with people.
Dude, a chairlift interview would be so sick.
Oh, dude.
Take a long chair and let's just talk about like how rad is.
Me falling off the chairlift would be just comedy.
I think you asked me about snowboarding. It's something that I'm so incredibly passionate about that I'm not going to lean into that either because I could talk about it forever. But I will say,
I know, that's why I kind of wanted you to talk about it, because you've been doing it nonstop.
Yeah, dude, I do it a lot. So look, I work really hard so I can have cool things to be able to do the cool things I want to do. But in no way do the things that I own define me. But my snowboarding equipment is like, I have 30 boards.
Number one place to ride in Southern California that you've experienced. I know we've had 2 years of sick winters, dude.
So I mean, I would say I think Bear Mountain. I think Big Bear as a little town is magical. It has like.
Do they have a park there, a snowboard park?
The whole mountain's a park.
Really?
That's why Bear's famous, dude. The Snow Summit and Bear are both. There's terrain.
Strike me dead if I don't do a mobile podcast from the mountain this year with Robb Z. I'm just saying it right now, and I'm saying it so you people hold me to.
We're gonna ride. That's like step one.
Dude, it would be so fun, man. We sit down, we talk during lunch, we get back on the hill, we talk on the hill. It'd be so good.
Dude, to drive, like Bear's 2 hours away, door to door from my place. We leave like I snowboard a lot with a bunch of different people, but a really good friend of mine, Michael Trevino, another actor, wonderful human being, like one of the most inspiring people in my circle.
Yeah,
just an absolute incredible person. Like he gets as excited for my self tapes. Like I mean, dude, the guy was a series regular on every season of Vampire Diaries. He was on, he was a series regular on every season of Roswell. He's done really cool things in his career. He's a wonderful director. I was in a short film he directed.
That's right.
That just actually dropped called Two Roads. Really cool.
Where can we see it?
It actually played last Saturday at Regal. At
no
LA
way.
Live. Yeah, dude. And it's Michael Malarkey and Gracie Mercedes.
Man, it's awesome.
I mean, dude, it's congrats to him. Congrats to him and Michael Malarkey.
It takes a lot of parts to put together.
Oh, and there's no small roles, but but I had a really small role. But dude, he definitely was like, dude, when I wrote this, he's like, I knew that you were gonna play this character, Rob. I'm flattered. But he also, again, this dude gets just as gassed up for my little self-tapes that are, 2 pages or sometimes 1 line.
That's good humor,
and he's so into it, dude. And it's like, he brings the best shit out of me. which is I absolutely love.
Bro, there's nothing better than passion in any direction of the arts. Like somebody that's
passion is
pumped up
everything, dude.
to
Passion
help you or shape you or nudge you in their direction and be like, hey, try this. I think it'd be cool. It's just I love that creative side of what we do. Like the inability to have regularity as an artist sucks.
Yeah.
But those moments of high dopamine dumps when you're flow state vibing.
When it's clicking and you're like, wow, I didn't even know who I was then. I was someone else. I was this character. Like,
you don't even know what you said, or you don't even know that the image was taken, the picture was shot, and you're like, oh my God, like look how much is going on in my face in that picture.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Because you were there with the person behind the camera.
Dude,
like
it's present. It's great.
Exceptional. I love it.
Fortunately, man, I get to snowboard with this dude a lot. That's
awesome, man.
And I always talk about it, man, but it's like to be able to leave LA and drive 2 hours and be in the mountains. I mean, where you live is fucking a whole different story. It's so pretty out here. It's more open.
It's detached from LA.
So beautiful.
It is very suburban. I felt like a parent when I moved up here, but now I kind of appreciate what it is because I'm such a head case, like that Hollywood. Like I'm I'm like a lit fuse, like waiting to pop off at somebody, and I don't want to be like that. I have a temper issue, so I want to adjust it and being here and being just in nature and just obviously my son, I want to set an example. I don't want him to be a hot-headed asshole like his dad. Like so I'm learning and growing through him. Like he's really my teacher. Awesome. He's like my therapist. He's like shaping me up to be a better human. Obviously he's got at least 51% of my wife, so he's automatically a better dude.
I love that so much.
He loves people.
Macklin's great, man.
He's just such a cool dude.
Dude.
How long have we been doing this? Let's see. Oh shit, 51 minutes. Let's talk about music before we exit out of this. So you walked in, saw the Zach Bryan thing.
Because I think that image as the album cover.
Yeah.
It's the Zach Bryan album cover of him with his cigarette and his name above him. The first time I saw that, I was like, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah.
And somebody just shot that. There's a candid photo of him probably about to light that cigarette.
Yeah.
And as a photographer, when people overthink album covers, you can tell. Yeah. But when they're genuine, I'm always so floored, like, fuck, that's cool. And that's one of those covers where I'm like, that is so fucking cool. Tara.
That album's exceptional. Shout out to Tara.
Out to Tara. She's also, she's born the day, she and I have, we're born a day apart from each other. Shout out to the Ver gang.
Yeah.
We're born in September. Tara.
Wait, when's your birthday?
September 12th.
Mine's the 28th. Mandy's is the 19th. Like, I have 50 September birthdays.
Dude, it's the best. Number 9 is the most powerful number ever.
I feel like it's a lot of New Year's and Christmas screwing going on.
Dude, it's 100%. Dude, the reason that the Virgo
we come out of a good time, right? There was
100%
good emotions happening.
The reason that there's so many people born in September is because people are fucking on New Year's. Let's be honest.
Happy about it, man.
Yeah, people are fucking. Dude, it's a new year. Let's make some babies.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a great one. But dude, as far as music goes, shout out Tara for painting that.
Yeah,
she's so incredibly talented, and her take on things and the way that she repaints like things that have already been composed, and her portraits of people are just so interesting. Yeah. I love that girl, man. She's wonderful, and she lives in LA, and I haven't seen her in years.
I know, me either. And if I didn't have this picture, like that's kind of like how
I'm gonna take a picture of that before I leave, and I'm gonna send it to her and be like, "Hey, you painted this. Matt and I spoke about you.
We should take a picture in front of it on the way together."
I'm gonna be like, "It's really dumb that you and I and Matt and that I never see her. She's so dude. She works in fashion. She's just one of the coolest fucking people.
She's always doing something creative. Like I stalk her on Instagram. Yeah, and I'm like, look at all this stuff.
She is so rad. Such a cool chick, dude. What a good bird.
Let me tell you something cool about Zach Bryan real quick. So my half brother is 21 years old.
Yeah.
He went to Zach Bryan in Florida last week. So it's so awesome to be able to share music with somebody 2 decades younger than you. Because like in my head, I'm still his age.
100%.
I just look like this.
I do that with my nephew, who's literally 20 years younger than me.
It's the best to tie generations together.
We still have the same music taste. Like I'll send him like, now he's starting to listen to heavy shit.
Yeah.
I'll send him a heavy song, and he's like, bro, he'll text me from the gym and just a screenshot of he's listening to Norma Jean or he's listening to Knock Loose.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, this part. And I'm like, it's called a breakdown. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, chun, 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 chun.
That's awesome.
He's
My brother doesn't go heavy yet. Like I was like a metal kid.
It's still magical that you guys are sharing music, dude.
Yeah, and like he was like,
God, Zach Bryan is so good.
All of him and his 20-year-old buddies from college like go to the concert together. I'm like, that's exactly what I would do with my buddies at this age.
It's a dream.
Yeah,
I wanted to see him when he played Crypto, but tickets were like $500, dude.
We're doing I'm doing a Supernatural convention in Austin, and Saturday night, one of the Supernatural actors, this guy Robb Benedict, he plays in a band called Loud and Swain, which if you hear them, you'll like them. They're like alternative rock, and some of us get up and cover another song. And because I was in Austin, I reached out to him the other day and I was like, I want to do Heavy Eyes, that Zach Bryan song.
Yeah, great.
It's like got a good rhythm, and I'm not much of a singer, but that song, it's not a lot of singing.
That's in your wheelhouse, dude.
So I was like,
bro,
oh man,
Something in the Orange by him.
I can't
Some fucking dude.
I couldn't sing it. I'd be crying.
No, I'm saying,
it's so beautiful.
It's that song, and then also I Remember Everything. You guys have to understand, I slept on country music.
What about Hey Driver? Yeah, me too. You and I were like emo dudes for 15 years.
Yeah, but also like heavy metal and like so much hip hop. But I was like, country music, I always felt like country music was so diluted and so generic.
Yeah.
When in fact it is the exact opposite. Now there's artists who are writing songs like Willie Nelson, like Waylon. Like I love old country. Like Hank One, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, fucking Muddy Waters, which is not even really country.
Yeah.
It's like rockabilly. But dude, I listened to old country and I was always like, I respect this. And there's a dude who I will leave you with today. I'll play you some of his stuff.
Can't wait. I know it's going to be good.
RT Valine, and his band is called RT and the 44. He's a good friend of mine. I used to see this dude play live. He sounds like RT Valine, but he has notes of like all the greats. Johnny Cash, Hank. He writes these unfucking believable songs. Miss RT Valine. RT and the 44s on Spotify.
Don't
Streaming
let me
everywhere.
forget to listen to that.
You will 100%
have you heard this dude Coulter Wall?
No.
He's got a wild voice. It's like his voice is from a different generation. It's and he's like younger than us.
Yeah.
But he's got
it's
this
crazy.
like thing.
Yeah.
It's
You're like, what the fuck? Like, where'd that guy come from? He's an alien.
But I'm I'm listening to like Tyler Childers.
I love Tyler Childers,
Jelly
dude.
Roll, all these people.
The Tyler Childers song that I've been fucking bumping, dude, is Give Me That Old Town Screaming and
There's
shouting.
so much good.
Go up.
And now you have the influence of like hip hop and country meeting up. Like you got Shabuzi,
It works.
like the bar
great.
song. Like that song is crusher.
Hip hop and country works. It works, man.
And Jelly Roll, like a lot of people don't know this. Like homie was a hip hop guy for
100%.
many
Dude, I
years.
shot photos for Ranch Water, and they had Compton Cowboy there.
Who's Compton Cowboy?
He sings hip hop songs. It's country.
I feel like I probably heard.
Yeah,
I heard of
cool
him.
ass dude, man.
It's what's wild to me is there's so much good music in the world. If you listen to a new artist, a new album every day for the rest of your life, you will hear them all.
I know, but it's like that's one thing where I will say I get manic about new music.
I know you do.
Like I'm like fucking my appetite for music is so voracious, dude. There's times I gotta like chill where I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Because I'm like next song. Like
thank God for like the Spotify and the Prime Music and the Pandora. Like you can
Spotify changed my life, Matt.
Yeah,
changed.
How much do you like where it's like if you went to a Zach Bryan, they have like this is Zach Bryan and they have Zach Bryan radio.
These are some songs you listen to that gives you like Zach Bryan,
and you discover 50 new artists.
I do it every single day.
I know. Me too,
I discover at least one new banger song a week.
I could burn a whole day listening to new music, just sitting still going,
this is what I'm saying. I have to like, dude, while I'm editing photos, I'm like, skip, because I'm like, I don't like that song, I want to see what's next. And then sometimes I'm like, and then the chorus comes and I'm like, skip. I get manic, where I'm like, dude, I should listen to the whole song.
No, what if just like you. People hate listening to music with me.
Yeah,
because I'll be like, I got 2/3 through the song. We got to the bridge. I don't. The last verse is too similar to the third verse, so we heard the bridge. Let's move on. And people are like, you just let the song finish. I'm like,
fuck, dude.
They're just gonna repeat the chorus 5 more times.
ADHD,
yeah, dude.
I always said like now it's ADHD, but I was ADHD when there was ADD and ADHD. Now there's just ADHD.
Right.
So, but I always said when I was ADD that it gave me an advantage with an extra D in there because, dude, like obviously I get wild with shit, but our ability to hyper focus on shit like music, I go in, bro.
Well, toggles
like stuff
emotions,
that I'm listening to
man.
now. I need to keep sending you playlists.
Anytime you want, please.
I honestly, man, on the way here, I was I'm so into this. I got to grab my phone really quick.
Go ahead, man.
This girl, recently, there's a targeted ad on Instagram for music. And it was this girl, and I was like, this is kind of a heater, dude. And now her music's so great. The song that I like by her is called 806.
You got to share this stuff with me, man. I love figuring out about new stuff.
Dude.
Don't play it on here.
No. I know, because I can't, but I'm saying the song's called 608, and her name is Carly Hansen. And she was like a EDM, she's like one of those girls with a really pretty voice who sang on a bunch of EDM songs. But her song, she has a song called Covering Faces. That song's incredible, and this song, 608, is such a heater. I've listened to it like just a lot of times in the past few days.
And I could tell anybody that's watching this right now, Robb Z will not give you a bad music recommendation.
I appreciate that.
Dude has been on music like he should be. Any record label out there that needs somebody for acquisitions, you'd be lucky to have a dude this passionate.
A friend of mine
music.
always says like, "Why weren't you an A&R guy?" I'm like, it's not as easy as you think. But
it's not easy because people fight their way into that position that don't really love it. They just want the power of that position and to hold that over new artists. But like you're if you did like a grassroots music label, dude, it would be the label full of the best music and such a variety of genre.
100%. So that's actually, a friend of mine had a record label once upon a time called Tank Farm Records, and then he had a clothing company with the same name. Shout out John and Mike Anderson, two wonderful human beings, two like self-made, just really cool story. They Marcus Lemonis invested in them on the show The Prophet, but their businesses weren't failing, which is wonderful. Anyways, those dudes started a record label, and then the record label, they weren't selling a bunch of records, they were selling a bunch of shirts, so they made a t-shirt company, and now here they are. But now John is starting to do music again, and he's like, a friend of ours who I met through John is Jay Buchanan, the lead singer of Rival Sons.
Yeah.
This dude is unbelievable. That's a story for another time. But John is starting to do grassroots stuff with music, and he'll send me bands, and I'm like, holy crap, this is cool. And now John's starting to do music where that he's singing on, and it's amazing. Fucking cool. Yeah, dude, his band name is Sequoia, because he's like a 50-year-old dude.
Yeah,
he wants to just have
Sequoias are powerful anyways. If you ever see one of those in real life, you're like, is that a dinosaur leg?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Yeah. I don't exist. I'm not even a thing.
Oh, I grew up in Arizona. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
So he named his project Sequoia because he bought a vintage Bronco, and the color, he had to have it repainted, and his mechanic told him, his body shop guy told him that the color of his Bronco was called Sequoia Brown.
That's awesome.
And he was like, he's such a creative dude. He was like, yeah, dude, my mechanic told me that, and I was like, Sequoia. And he was like, he wanted a name for his project, and that's like how it.
It's mysterious.
And he was like, I'm keeping that.
Also visionary.
Dude.
It's a good.
Love it.
It's a great title.
So yeah, music wise, like I will send you a bunch of shit that I'm fucking with right now.
You should almost like shift your Instagram to like your photography, and then every other post music recommendations.
Oh, dude, I do.
Not even to get
my
like
stories are. I do a lot
music?
of like.
I'm bad at watching stories. I'm like posts and I have to shut it off. I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, dude, same. You doom scroll.
It's
then
like,
you're like, I've done this for an hour.
I can't wait. I want to build this thing out of wood, and also the world's ending. I don't know.
And then I'm also like, oh, that's a great recipe. I want to cook that.
Right.
It's too much, dude. That is what like for people with ADD. That is
a lot.
Dude, my attention span has gotten worse because of all this short form content and media now. Because it's like everyone's attention span is short. Mine was terrible to begin with, and now it's like friends of mine know when I'm going. Like someone will be talking to me, and I'm already thinking about like 20 other things. Like friends of mine who are like I hang out with often. They're like, yo, come back, dude. Where'd you just go?
And Instagram,
like, dude, my bad.
Like all the social media gives you like a figment of a thought, and then it shifts your thought, and it trains you to like be like, oh, okay,
next.
And you can't even remember the last 5 things you saw.
No. Golly.
Watch more podcasts and less social media.
Yeah, watch long form stuff. It's so much more fulfilling.
People talking about stuff they don't even know what they're talking about. Just having conversations.
Just chatting, dude.
Truth comes
I will
out.
say, like now when I wanna go to sleep, I have to like I put something on and I set a sleep timer on my Apple TV. Because then I fall asleep and the TV goes off, and then I wake up because my dog's fucking licking her feet or something.
Always.
This my dog in the past 3 months. I don't know why she started doing this, but she wakes up at this almost the exact same time to the minute every day.
To lick her feet.
No, to wake me up because she wants to eat, and I'm like, Frankie, it's 7:00 in the morning. I literally went to bed 4 hours ago. Let me sleep for 2 more hours.
Dogs, man.
She licks her feet all the time, dude.
But
I mean, if you didn't have anything else going on, you'd probably lick your feet.
Listen, I probably would. Even if I had something going on, I might just do it just to try it out. I've done it before.
I'll tell you a quick story that is absolutely hilarious. A buddy of mine has this fucking big fat mutt, and the dog constantly licks his own cash and prizes.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, your dog's been licking his balls forever. And he deadpan stops, and he's like, bro, if you could lick your own balls, you'd never leave the fucking house. Shut up.
I don't ever want to be able to do it.
Me either.
Because if I do, I'll find out that I'm never leaving the house.
No, dude, no way. But dude, it was funny. But I was like, yeah, if you're a dog, I mean, you don't sound like you could turn the TV on. And...
Bro, dogs are the best.
Oh, dude, I love that you said that when I was like Zero. He has the cutest fucking dog. When I was petting Zero, I was like, dude, this guy's so rad. And you're like, dude, he's the best. You said it, you're like, he's the best. It was so sincere.
I look at my dog, and like all the dogs that we've had, you know, I've known your dog, several of your dogs. I've known several of all of our buddies' dogs.
Yeah, isn't that wild, dude?
The unconditional love. And
oh, bro, we don't deserve dogs.
When life is hard, I can't think of a better thing on earth than a dog.
Yeah.
Like, not drugs, not alcohol, not
dude,
love from your family.
My dog has got me through some of the darkest times
and they
of my life.
know when you need them.
Oh, dude.
Like the way they body is to you, what they do, the way they sit or back up and lean on you, and you're just like, that's just what I needed right now. Just that.
Or she'll steal a kid. She'll like sneak in and like give me one quick lick on the face, and then I look at her and she's like, and then her little tail wag, and I'm like, you little bitch. I fucking love you so much, it hurts my feelings.
It's so beautiful. I sometimes, like, you know, I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson on, of course, social media talk about, like, dogs, you know, like, their lives are so short, so every day to them is so more important. Like, every hug, every cuddle, every kiss, every walk.
Yeah, like, this is great.
But it's a good metaphor for how we should be living.
Oh, 100%.
Live like every year is, let's say, 7 years of your life. And like, if you don't get out, give and take and be a part of everything, you might miss it and never get that opportunity again. So have the conversation, give the hug, throw the high five,
dude,
meet up at the thing,
share the song,
sit down, have a podcast for no reason on a Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Like, just
well, we were gonna do it on Tuesday, and I was like, buddy, I got clients, but I was like, I still want to do this. We've been talking about doing this for almost a year.
I know.
I shot you last September, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we should do it again whenever is clever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Randomly. Like, if you're like, I got nothing going on today. What's Matt doing? Just text me, be like, pod? Like, let's get up and pod. There's no doubt about it. We could probably talk for 5 hours straight.
Forever,
and just things lead to the next thing. And we're both like, you know, emotionally invested into stuff. It's fun to talk about it.
The one thing I did want to talk about, though, dude, is you said something that was interesting. Just like, I don't even know if you really want to talk about it, but just about the business and about just how wild. Like the other day, a friend of mine and I were talking, and he said something so simple and so profound as an actor. He said, dude, this is never ever going to be a job that has any sort of stability. Yeah. So all of us are fucking out of our minds for even trying to do this. Yeah. But he's like, the lucky ones of us who have had the opportunity to actually do it. He's like, think about that when you're not booking shit. Think about what you have booked, and not what you haven't booked. Yeah. And I was like, damn. I was pinned for NCI. I was pinned for like the NCIS a few weeks ago, and then the day after the 4th of July, obviously, you know, get the text from my manager and agent. And they're like, pin removed. On to the next one. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I really want to do this network shit.
It's easy to get like that.
It is, dude. Though. It's easy to get.
But what your actor friend said to you is the most important thing. Like,
it is, dude. Don't let the negative voices creep in, man.
Right, and the job is, I'm gonna work my ass off and prepare this material at home. That's when the job starts.
It is, dude.
And then you get in your car and you go to the thing, or you put yourself on tape, and that is part of
the work.
Being a working actor.
Yeah,
you just do it, and you have to be comfortable not getting paid.
Yeah, being on set's fun.
Yeah.
That's not working.
That's
dude.
the easy part
That's
of it.
the easy part, dude.
Getting
The work
a
is
job is
putting shit on
hard.
tape. Getting the job is fucking, dude. It's, and my mom's like, dude. My mom said something. She's like, honey, I don't know how you deal with all of the letdown and all of the not failure. What's the word I'm looking for? All of the rejection. And I was like, I don't look at it as rejection, Mom. I look at it as opportunity. If it doesn't work out, there's another opportunity that's coming.
Right, and you can't learn from only succeeding. So when you go in and don't get the part, and then you end up watching so and so do the thing on TV, and maybe it's not his performance is better, or it's this. Maybe his sister-in-law is married to the executive producer.
Yeah,
So,
or
maybe
whatever. They were looking
whatever.
for that specific look. Maybe they don't want blue eyes. Like it comes down to such a. Dude. There's so many. You know better than me, bro. You
gotta let it be and then let it go.
100%.
Like
Move
don't
on. Dude, after I see
don't
this
not
tape,
feel any of it.
No.
Like just look at it and go, all right, this is today. This is what I'm in today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna let it go because I'm gonna move on to the next creative endeavor, which is easier said than done. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But dude, what
I
do you
get
do?
emotional about shit all the time.
Same. Dude, I'm invested in it. Yeah. So let me ask you a question though. After you tape a self-tape, do you ever watch them again after they've been sent and you have nothing? You can't do anything about it.
I try not to.
I delete them, dude.
I have a problem watching any of my stuff that's a taped audition.
Yeah, I hate it too.
I can watch it like
to criticize. I'm saying like if you like when you so it's been
I
a couple days.
hate every audition I've ever
Same.
done. Like I've never seen an audition tape and be like, I want to book that guy. I'd be like,
never.
Please, I
fucking hate it. I'm like, this sucks. Why did I fucking
who wants
say
to
that?
hear that man's voice?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear that man's voice? Like I don't want to hear my own voice, you know.
Yeah, dude.
But I
feel you on
like
that.
doing it. I like pretending I'm a actor and pretending I'm in this character and I'm in this role and I'm thinking differently and I'm changing my train of thought. It's therapy in the art form, in the craft of it itself. But I could not watch any of my work ever and be happy. Now, as a director, as long as I'm not in front of the camera, I can.
You love to see what you do.
I can examine, re-edit, and make better.
That's like storytelling as a director. That's like the storytelling.
It's the best part.
That's incredible.
I love directing more than acting times infinity.
Everyone does. Who's done both?
Performing. Like I miss finding a connection, making it work, blacking out, and then the scene's over and you're like, what? Did we do it good? And they're like, awesome. And you're like,
especially dude, when there's wiggle room. Like so this year, dude, I did a movie called Idiotka with Julia Fox.
Nice.
Really cool cast. Saweetie, the rapper, this dude Benny Drama. He was on an episode of Curb, but he's a series regular in some new show. Really, the cast was stacked. It was wonderful. And we had a ton of room to riff. I did a scene with this actor Jake Choi, a really talented dude, and we had we didn't have to stick to the script. She's like, dude, you guys have fun with it. So there's so much wiggle room. We had so much fun, improvised, and afterwards he like hugged me. He's like, dude, we just went in. It was funny. Like he's basically trying to get into a place, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's an amazing.
It was cool.
That's an amazing moment to share with a fellow artist. You know, like if you connect in such a way, you have a relationship forever. Like whenever you see that person, you're always gonna remember. Man,
like,
remember that thing we did?
That one little project. I did that, and then I just did a feature in May called Nama Slay. Played a terrorist.
Nice.
Terrible. And then, dude, I'm doing a movie in September called Monkey Grip. That I'm doing with dude.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, these are all these are indie films, but I mean,
but
rad.
Look, it's I think we're gonna roll back into the golden era of indie films because of the shakeup in Hollywood between the strikes and AI and the streamers kind of destroying a market. Like there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad in Hollywood right now, and unfortunately, the people that are gonna pay the price are the journeyman actors like us and the grips and the behind the scenes people.
Dude, all the production people is who my heart aches for, man.
Dude, it's
like
awful.
those are people who've imagined for your whole life though having becoming a union worker and being like, well, this is nobody when they're a kid says I want to be a grip or I want to be a best boy or I want to be a lighting guy or an art department head or like you know what I mean. No one says that or I want to be the wardrobe person. But then they end up their life takes them there and they're like, this is sick. This is what I'm doing, and then imagine not having the opportunity to do it. It fucking, dude, my heart breaks for you guys.
I know. I want to see Hollywood come back.
Hollywood needs to figure their shit out.
Yeah, and if it doesn't figure it out, if we have to figure it out in a new direction, let's take care of each other. This is the arts and entertainment, man. This is a difficult place to survive in, and you got people that
so true.
Only known this their whole life. So.
That's all they'll ever know. It's like, what are they going to do now?
Yeah,
it's tough. But dude, like, it's crazy to me because I always admired your stance on being an actor and just like I mean, number one, you guys obviously listening to this see the level of discipline that Matt has just in his everyday life. It's incredible. And you say wonderful things, but it's not like you're trying to stand on a soapbox. You're just like, dude, this is what I do, and it might not work for you.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
like,
but I love it, dude.
Every day
I love the choose your hard.
I either
Such a good saying.
wake up and I'm either like, hey, I'm either depressed today or completely happy today. There's no middle ground. It's like always one or the other. And
Peaks
I'm
and
like,
valleys, dude.
so I'm getting in the cold plunge. This is what it looks like. This is what it does. I'm not trying to do it like so people are like, he's tough and he's ripped. Like, I'm without synthetic prescribed medicine trying to get my mind in a better place. And sometimes the body follows, and sometimes you can lead with the body and the mind will follow. Whatever it is, my triumphs and defeats, I'm trying to put them out there because
it's rad though, dude.
Of all the shit on social media, if I could just take some time a day and say, look, this is a good thing to do. Try this. Like, wake up, drink water, don't have the coffee, see some sunlight, get in some cold water. Just see how it works.
See the sunlight.
It works for me.
One of my favorite things every day is legitimately, I bitch about my dog waking me up, but my favorite thing is that my dog is like, yo, like, let's roll, man. Let me get something to eat.
I know.
Let's go for a cruise.
They come right up and they stretch out with the front legs.
And I'm like, dude, she's ready. Like, she's ready to go. And then I get hyped. I'm like, yo, I put her little leash on. We go outside. She sniffs around and checks her messages. Pees on a couple things, takes a shit. I'm like, dude, this is life. And some days she wants to go walk forever, which is most days. Some days we get to she'll
stop and be like, come on.
She bricks every time.
Yeah.
If we're walking and I try to go like the same direction and she wants to go in a different direction,
and
then I'm like, I move in the direction she wants to go, and she checks in real quick and looks me in the face, and then she's like, oh, this is where we're going.
I like when I walk Zero out on the sidewalk, I'm like, go ahead, man. Where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going? I definitely let her, like, I'm like, where do you want to go? And my neighbors hear me. I'm like, all right, Frankie, we're not getting a pub cup. Like, she'll try to go towards Starbucks.
He'll go like this. Like, he'll get to the end of my driveway and he'll like look this way, and you see his little nostrils flaring, like smelling. And he'll look the other way, and his little nostrils will flare, and he'll be like, oh no, we're going this way.
Yeah, dude. He's like, I need some shit to smell. But dude, I think that's very important. Seeing the sun. I actually kind of want to try to start walking my dog barefoot. I know that's so like hippie, but
no, I do the same thing. Like I try to get outside and at least get my feet in the grass.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
Look, it's not about like we're trying to like biohack the whole system, so I'm like all amazing and superhero human body. Like, I just want to be happy without having to introduce like medication in my life. And
same. So, it's so important, dude. And obviously people who medicate like
understandable. It helps a lot of people.
Helps a lot of people.
I have several people in my family.
Not for me.
I am trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
Personal choice.
Dude, I watched a documentary that you would find incredibly interesting that I might have said something to you about it, but it's called Hack Your Health. It's about gut health.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Bro, the gut-brain connection, right?
Dude, yeah. So it's pretty wild though. Like, they say you should, like, everyone's like, oh, always be counting your calories, and that's wrong.
No.
In this documentary, this lady keeps saying always be counting the amounts of fresh fruits and vegetables that you eat every day. So like, dude, I ate a lot of cottage cheese and I ate sweet potato every time I get done with the gym, which is
delicious.
It just works for me, dude. I do half an avocado, a cup of cottage cheese, half of sweet potato. I make this mashed potatoes out of it. I don't add any salt to it. It doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And some people might find it vile, but for me, it's filling. It's a ton of fucking, like, a ton of protein. It's good macros. Like, dude, it's...
And when you eat it, opposed to eating that cheeseburger from Jack in the Box, I feel
good.
I
feel incredible.
Afterwards.
And I eat standing up in my kitchen. I'm just like, dude,
rather than
500 calories.
When you eat that thing that's not serving your body, you eat it and you're like, God, this feels so good.
You get that dopamine hit where you're like, and then you feel like shit.
And then 20 minutes later, you're like, I'm dying.
Dude.
Like, you
honestly,
you lose your juice.
I get heartburn. I'm like, dude, it takes... And I have, dude.
And I had McDonald's for 20 years. I'm not, I'm not telling you.
I have a terrible relationship with food. I either eat like a bird, how I'm supposed to. I eat wonderfully well. And then I'll have a day where I'm like, oh, dude, you know what? I'm going to have a sandwich for lunch. And then I'm like, well, I already ate bread today. So for dinner, I'm just going to eat a whole fucking pizza. And I'm like, what? The next day, I'm like, how many calories did I eat yesterday?
I try to be less destructive is my daily thing. Is
I like that.
I'm starting to do these talks with people. Like at the conventions, I was like, how can I add something beneficial? So Saturday morning, I do... it's called Balancing Act with Matt, and it's mental and physical balancing because I never have been in control of both at the same time.
I love that.
So I try to talk to people about it, and I'm like, you don't have to win the whole day, and you don't have to destroy a whole day based on one thing. So if you wake up and eat a donut for breakfast, guess what? In my mind, I go, fuck it. Lunch is Snickers bars and ice cream. Dinner, I'm drinking myself, eating pizza.
I'm the same way.
But
it's two extremes.
When you don't do it, if you go, I'm going to wake up, I have got sweet cravings from the edible I ate before bed last night, and you wake up and you're like craving sugar, give yourself that donut or two, and then pop off a chicken salad for lunch, drink water all day.
This is shit I need to listen to.
But it's hard.
I'm either like the best diet, or I'm like, you know what? Today I'm fucking trying to die.
What? That's me too, bro. I'm like, I can get diabetes in one day.
Dude, yeah.
But it's if you experiment with it, like anything else, like just experimenting with something and go, and let's say you eat a healthy breakfast, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat a foot-long sub from whatever, Quiznos for lunch, and you're just like, ugh. Come back around, find that dinner, even if it's like sushi or something still somewhat indulgent in your eyes, like try to win 2 of the 3 meals a day.
Yeah, they actually say if you're going to have shitty calories, it's best to consume them at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, so your body could work through them and digest them. And I'll tell you something that's huge, and I'm going to let go of the health whole thing right now. But stopping eating all food 3 hours before you go to bed is huge.
Huge.
With heartburn and sleep quality.
Everything.
And when you wake up and you feel like you slept better, immediately you have an advantage of the day.
100%.
Immediately. But it's hard to do.
Intermittent fasting for me, I eat between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And it works out for me. Some people are like, dude, I do fasted cardio and weights every day when I work out.
It's the best. I always.
People are, dude, don't you feel stronger when you? I will be honest, dude. Like days when I have a later workout and I have a stomach full of fucking potatoes or like a stomach with some carbs in it.
Yeah, you feel thick,
bro. I feel like I could fucking.
Like your forearms are made out of steel. Yeah. But I like.
You feel thick. I love that.
Like
it's fucking
like,
true.
You like kind of like walk a little different.
Dude, everything's like.
Like my butt is full of calories.
Yeah.
Got, like my quads are full of potatoes. Like you feel the. But the struggle of working out, you're burning about 300% more calories, and not to just lose weight, but just to get the food processed through your body, because we constantly are weighing ourselves down. We're like, I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry rather than I'm going to eat when I need to survive, which is how it's supposed to be. But
dude, it's interesting too, like the way that our body metabolizes food. Like a lot of people know this, but I didn't when I watched that documentary. You know, your small intestine, your large intestine, the way that the food passes through, your body takes the nutrients it needs at different points. Yeah. When it's like going through your guts. And then you process it, and obviously whatever's left, you kind of shit out the waste. But it's really interesting, dude. When you bombard your body with sugar, it doesn't know what to do with it, and it tries to put it places.
Yeah, it freaks out.
Yeah,
it's literally a panic attack.
I was like, holy crap. Like, watching that.
And I'm a sugar fiend. Bro, like, that's my problem.
I am not, dude. I have a fat tooth. Like, I have a chicken finger tooth. Like, I don't have a sweet tooth. But every once in a while, I'll get a sweet tooth, and I'll eat, like, 2 pints of ice cream. Yeah. And I'm like, what did I just do? I could die.
I know.
But I'm like, but I won't.
I know. Your body, like, if you could peel your skin off and just see your structure, all your organs are like, what's happening? Like,
yeah, it's making me short of breath right now. Dude,
I know.
You also said something in here today. You said, I don't wake up and drink that coffee. Like, I wake up and I drink, first thing I drink in the morning, I drink a pint of hibiscus tea, which is, there's no sugar, there's nothing in it. It's like drinking water, but it's if I'll give you guys some free game. Look up what hibiscus tea does for the human body. I make a huge picture of it every 2 days. I make a gallon pretty much every 2 days. I drink that in like 2 days. Yeah. But I wake up and do that. But then I immediately I wait until I've been awake for 2 hours before I have coffee. Yeah, because they say that's super important. I just started that like the last couple of months. Waking up and immediately drinking coffee, you have a high, and then it's like once it's done, you're done. By 2 p.m., I'm like looking for a fist fight. Dude, it's awful, bro. Like, I used to with my wife. Yeah, like with I'm anyone. Like, like I'm so angry. That is not the vibe, dude. It's wake up, get your day going, drink some water. But then I'm like, dude, I buy the cold brew concentrate from Trader Joe's, and I mix it into 3 1-liter bottles, and it's ice cold. It's in the bottom shelf of my fridge, and I'm like, I open it, dude, and I pour myself a big tall glass, and I'm like, this is gonna be fucking
bro.
awesome.
And you know why it's awesome? Because you
just black.
You didn't just give it to yourself.
100%.
You earned it. You
I wait for it,
I'm
dude.
gonna
I'm like,
struggle a little bit because
I want to drink it right when I wake up.
And there's a dopamine rush in that, but it's
100%.
a natural going. Okay, chill.
You enjoy it so much more.
Chill. You can live with some water and petting your dog and being outside for an hour before you go. To skip
checking
that
emails,
negative afternoon feeling is huge. And then
I also gave up re-upping on coffee. I only have it once a day now.
Same.
I get through it now though.
Yeah.
Dude, there was once upon a time, dude, where I was drinking the amount of caffeine I was drinking. I can't even imagine. Like, obviously I know what my blood pressure is. I know, but I was like, those times that I'm drinking that much coffee, I don't ever get my blood pressure taken.
No.
I'm like, I bet my heart is just like fucking.
Yeah.
Just killing myself.
RPMs all the way down, and not the oil or the gas it needs. It's just like just trying to exist. Your heart is like, what are you
doing to me? Seriously,
what do you want from me?
I love it, bro.
Let's get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
We should do this again. Let's tell some people where, if they want to find you or get photos or just reach out music.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I have, just based on the cold plunge shit that I do, it's amazing.
Yeah.
People send me videos, moms, grandmas with their kids.
It's incredible.
In cold plunges. And they're going,
that's the
thank
biggest
you.
win ever, yeah.
They're going, thank you. And the first day,
that's incredible,
first video I
like,
got, I was like, I will not stop doing this because I know I'm benefiting that one person.
Absolutely.
And that one person, it'll leak to their family, to their cousins, to whoever. So
it's like saying on a platform like this, like, no matter who you are, you matter. You know, like if one person hears that, like, real talk.
And
if anyone's ever struggling, anyone's ever in the dark, dude, reach out.
Yeah, reach
DM
out.
me.
Yeah.
I respond to everyone, dude.
For real.
Like, that is an important thing too.
And you never know when
no one's ever completely alone.
You never know when you're going to meet the person that's going to help you change your life in whatever way. And I'm not saying that's from us to change your life. I'm saying that you're going to change our life. So don't hesitate to reach out. Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, so my social media is my name, at ROBB_ZBACNIK. My photography website is RJLA Photo at rjlaphoto.com.
Isn't that messed up that we're broken to say at things?
I'm like,
Sometimes I'll be on a phone call with somebody and I'll be like, yeah, and so that's the end of the story, period.
Like,
and I'm like voice texting in a voice call.
I do that too, but now, dude, Siri's so good now. I don't have to put commas or anything. I just talk. I'm like, hey, I'll be there in 10. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, hey, comma, I'll be there in 10, period. I'm like, damn.
I'll feel like Siri's just waiting to tell me that I don't know grammar. Like, she just wants to yell at me.
She's waiting to take over the world. That's what she's doing.
All right. You know where to find Robb Z. He's my guy. You'll see him again. And no doubt about it, come this winter, and we're like 3 months away from having some fun on a hill, we're going to do the first ever MC on the Mic mobile podcast from the snow, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time.
Honestly, man, I'm going to hold you to it. You're going to do this.
Yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't. And when I say stuff, and this goes out on YouTube and Spotify, I'm like, now we have to be accountable to the people because we don't want to be liars, bro. I won't exist as a liar. So there you have it.
Exist as a liar, man.
Snowboarding podcast coming at you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. I hope we didn't bore you. I hope you get something beneficial
this
from this.
This was a lot of tangents. A lot of
these are just two 40-year-old grown-up ass kids, and we just want to tell you stories. So there's more stories to come.
Storytelling.
I love you, people. Peace out. That's Robb Z. I'm MC on the Mic. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.